Ford and Mattice, you think Ford is going to get back in that mix, isn't
Ford,
it? I think
super slick, super stylish.
Dalton Smith and Germain.
So he should be taking care of this opponent pretty quickly.
Fairly tough opponent, but I think it just is keeping him moving along, isn't it?
This is a big step up for Conwell.
Kovalev versus Mann.
Kovalev was fantastic.
He's just racking up losses when he's not the person he was.
It's just Kovalev ran out of money.
I think so.
Just stop.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to look at some of the upcoming fights in the next couple of weekends and go through them. There's quite a lot, so instead of doing individual, we're going to go through like individual episodes. We're just going to go through and summarize them. So on the Ennis and Stanionis undercard, there's Raymond Ford fight versus Thomas Mattice at super featherweight. So I think Raymond Ford getting back into the mix.
Yeah. Like Ray Ford.
Against an experienced opponent. So, yeah. What do we...
Get through this, be challenging for world titles again.
Yeah.
He's a really good fighter, Ray Ford.
Yep.
So, look, it's a good undercard fight. Tell you who else is on that as well. You won't have heard of him.
Okay.
Guyazov.
Okay, I haven't heard of him.
Welterweight.
Shakram Gyasov or Gayasov.
Look out for him. Future world champion. You heard it from Simon first.
Simon says.
Great amateur record.
Mm-hmm.
Beat, what's his name? Stanionis in the amateurs.
Okay, so yeah, this is a welterweight in 147 pounds, so he's against the Campo, who's a good boxer as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, watch him. Good, technically superb.
So this is on the undercard of Ennis and Stanionis as well.
Yeah.
So it's a welterweight fight. And so one to watch in there. Okay. Ford and Mattice, you think Ford is going to get back in that mix, isn't
Ford,
it? I think
super slick, super stylish.
Yeah.
Late stoppage, most probably. Glad to see him back out. And then, like I say, he should be pushing for a world title again. You know, he was unlucky against Nick Ball. It was a really close fight. Might be a rematch there. Nick Ball, Ray Ford, possibly. Yeah. Queensbury versus Matchroom coming up, so you never know.
Yep.
But no, it's...
yeah, that's his only loss, and it's close. When he's won his fight.
Like I said, and it was a close fight.
Yeah.
Could have gone either way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have argued, so...
So, yeah, good to see him back. Good to see him get back into it. He is a super slick boxer.
Oh, yes.
So he's worth watching. Right. Next one, Tapales. Marlon Tapales is having a fight versus John Jett. I like that name. Fantastic. This is...
Yeah, I think it's just getting him back into it, innit?
Yeah.
In Cambodia.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it on like a Monday or something as well?
Yeah. Well, I think it's their time thing there. It hasn't got the... So it's the Monday at about lunchtime, isn't it? Normally, that's what the Japanese ones are. So 1 o'clock-ish. John Jett is... Yeah, just checking the time. It's Cambodian. So... What do we know about John Jett? And is that what you're looking up as well?
Big puncher by the sounds of it.
Mm-hmm.
But Tapales should be, you know, if Tapales wants back, he should be taken care of. John.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But usually them little fights like the wars.
Yeah.
They're the ones that you want to watch. They are absolute wars, so look out for it.
Yeah, you know, it's John Jett isn't
Well,
even
Bo,
a box rec.
good luck trying to find it if it's in Cambodia.
Yeah. It's not even on box rec yet.
Exactly.
So, because he's had 2 fights since, which he's won in Cambodia and in Thailand. So yeah, another one to get him back into the mix. Then who have we got? Dalton Smith and Germain, super lightweight. This just keeping him busy. Another step up. It's not really a step up, I wouldn't say. Or is it?
I think it's a step up from his last opponent.
Okay.
We just looked at Germain's record. The only person that I know on there was, what's his name? Fought Tiafimo last.
Claggett.
Yeah, he's fought him twice, I think. Decent enough record, 26 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. So he should be taking care of this opponent pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like he did his last opponent, and then he really do have to move him up. So
I think a similar type of performance.
yeah.
Okay, doke. Next one is Conwell and Perez, super lightweight. So Conwell, one of the super lightweight sort of challengers. An unbeaten 21-0 record. Sorry, he's age 27. Fighting a fairly tough opponent, but I think it just is keeping him moving along, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this is a big step up for Conwell. But if he wins this, you might hear him start calling out the big boys.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because he's got a tough Mexican here, isn't it? So
yeah.
he's 32 wins, 4 losses, but
But
26 wins by KO, so it's a decent punch. But
Conwell wins this, it does elevate him to that next level where he'll
Yeah.
have the right to start calling out
the bigger names.
the bigger names. And
Yeah.
then you will see, he's had 21 fights at now, he's 27 years of age.
Yeah, it's a step up opponent, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we shall see what he does. Why did I pick the name? Sadriddin Akhmedov versus Elias Espadas. This is super welterweight, so 154. Akhmedov is 15. Is 15-0-0, so 15 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 13 wins by KO. And Espadas is 23 wins, 6 losses, but 16 wins by KO as well. So I think a sort of good step-up fight for Akhmedov in that. He's supposed to be quite good. Haven't seen that much of him.
I haven't seen anything of him.
I haven't seen the highlights, but
We shall see.
we shall find
I will
out.
watch that.
Yes. And let's see. This is Michael Hunter versus Christopher Lovejoy coming up, a heavyweight. So Hunter stepped up to there.
What the hell, man? I mean, you might as well just go and grab 2 granddads from the OAP home.
Come on, they're only 36 and 41.
Go and grab 2 granddads from the
To
OAP
be fair, I
home.
thought Hunter had retired now. I was quite surprised to
He
see
should
his
have
name
bloody
on thing.
retired.
Yeah. Because he's cruiserweight, wasn't he?
And it's not even a proper fight. It's 8 rounds.
Yeah.
Get a grip.
So, fine. We'll let that one go. All right. Going from that to even more senior, Kovalev versus Mann. Sergey Kovalev and Artur Mann.
As Kovalev ran out of money.
I think so. It's just like, he's
And
42.
I don't want to see him back in it. Kovalev was fantastic. When he was beating the likes of Nathan Cleverly, things like that. He was a force. Now, it's one of them where it's just sad to see.
Yeah, he's just racking up losses when he's not the person he was. Not the fighter he was.
Sad to see now, so...
Nope.
And that, just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
I think you would have, at some point, somebody's got to say, look, stop now.
It's
What
not
do you need it
I
for?
don't think... Look, don't get me wrong, you can't put an age limit on boxing bloody hell, George Foreman taught us that.
Did what he did.
But
you're going to do that thing if you're getting hit and you're getting, put down.
the board, the boxing authorities should be doing something about things like that.
Yeah.
It's a young man's sport. It's not an old man's sport. Now, whether it is just for money, then there's...
Well, I think if you're winning and you're that age, then all right, it's different because you've got your Usyks and your Crawford and stuff, but they're a bit younger than that.
His last fight, he got beat by someone I'd never even heard of.
And even if you're like a better beer, but if your skills are declining and you're getting...
And the problem is you win...
It's long-term damage.
You win one fight, you automatically think you're back where you were.
Yeah.
And it just needs to stop. So, something... No, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I won't be watching that.
No.
Yep. Whittaker Cameron rematch?
Tough one.
First one, Whittaker was disappointing.
Lot of talk about it. Did Whittaker quit? And then he went missing for months.
I think he's got to win, really, and put on a
He's
good
really got to win.
I think the only one who came out with any credit out of that was Cameron.
Problem is, if he wins, he becomes even more cockier. And you just say, look, I told you. Blah, blah, blah. Does he win? No, I'm gonna go Cameron. I think Cameron's got his number.
It's quite close on the betting number. Whittaker is a favourite. It's 3 to 10.
Look, I don't know. In all honesty, Whittaker should. He has got the better boxing skills, but
it's if he turns up and does it properly. You've got to deliver. It's fine having them, but you've got to put them out. And Cameron, like I said, the only credit out of that thing was Cameron. I don't think the referee or him were
too much pressure on him.
He might have done.
Or was that of his own making because of all his...
Well, I was going to say, has he put too much pressure on himself?
Moves and...
Yeah, you can do that when the opponent's level is different, but when you're getting up, you can't really be doing all that stuff.
Because let's be honest, he hasn't got power, has he?
Well, it doesn't look like it. You can only do that if you've got the one punch or the thing. If you're going to box, you need to get a bit more serious as you go along. Yeah, entertain when you're 8 rounds ahead, and then it's fine. Then you can have a round or two where you just play.
I don't want to make a prediction, but I'd be interested. I'm more interested in how he comes back.
Yeah, I think this is a test of his
is he the real deal?
Mental skills.
Yeah,
mental fortitude.
Because the likes of Simon Jordan and all them were absolutely loving him before this, thinking he's the next big thing.
Well, you do need to have some entertainment and some personality, but that shouldn't be your overriding thing. You should still be good at boxing. And he has got skill, but you need to be able to deliver it.
The problem is he got humbled by someone that...
Nobody really knows. if you're going for the big names in light heavyweight...
You don't mind if you get humbled by, the
bloody massive name. Better be then it's different.
Yeah. So that'll be an interesting watch, that one.
Undercard of this, you got Clark coming back, heavyweight. So against Tete, which is a tough fight, I think. Do you think he's going to come back, or do you think this again is a measure of how he comes back? Because it's quite a devastating knockout by Wardley, wasn't it, in the last?
I think this is... Have I still got it?
Yeah.
So
and it's a tough opponent. It's a strong opponent.
But it's nice to see him back anyway. Yeah, he's a nice fella. Not that I've met him, but he sounds nice.
Well, he always comes across well.
Yeah.
And then he's a good boxer as well. If your first fight with Wardley was fantastic, obviously second one.
I think this is.
I
think he got a lot of mental scars from last time. And let's not forget, he was sat in that corner and it looked like his face had caved in. He had to have emergency surgery.
Anybody would have not just mental scars, physical scars. He had both.
So I think I don't know whether this is just. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Padley's been awarded with another fight. Padley being the... was it Padley who stepped in with...
Yeah.
Steven Shakur. No, it was somebody else in it. I forget that one then.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're
talking about.
Shakur
guy, the electrician. I was trying to think of who was what's his name?
I think it was Padley, but he's not fighting.
I think they're trying to make one in there, in the mix. Cool. Last fight.
Yeah, and that's a good couple.
Josh Padley, yeah. So I think they've got him one in... Because obviously that was just saving the event, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think they're looking for an opponent for him on the undercard of Dalton Smith and Germain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good to see him, man. Good
And I
to see him
think that
there.
wraps us up till April 26th, and then after that, it's mega events.
Yeah.
I'd say the boxing season really kicks off then.
Yep. It's hot.
With huge
These are the
events.
warm-up events today.
Yeah,
and then,
these are only little
and
warm-up
then you've got
events.
Eubank Junior, Ben event with a load of
Great
British
undercard.
undercard. And then you've got the weekend after, which is like Garcia and Romero, Haney and Ramirez, Lopez and Barboza Jr. That's just one event.
And then the day after,
The day after is Canelo versus Skull for undisputed middleweight, super middleweight,
yeah,
plus rematch of Saras and Munguia.
Bacoli at Jagber.
Yeah, Bacoli's on that one at Jagba. Yeah, that's what I missed. And I think it's Badu, Jack and Razicki, which is the cruiserweight one. So you've got like that's, you know, Saras was I think he won the Ring Award for biggest upset. So that's an epic card. And then the day after that,
we got to fly all the way back to the States for
Inoue and Cardenas, super bantamweight. And there's Espinoza and Vasquez on the undercard of that.
How is
So it's an epic weekend.
Mr. Turkey's going to have the fighter jets on standby to speed him from
from one
Times
place to another.
Square back to Dubai.
It's Times Square to Saudi and then back to Vegas. So, yeah.
And then
So
the week
epic.
after that, another great British fight, Kakachi versus Lee Ward.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the really, really...
We've got Navarrete versus Suarez as well.
Yeah.
In super featherweight. Murataya is going to be on the undercard of that against Abdullayev. So you've got a good fight.
It's all just going off, isn't it?
Sissoko and Kabalowskis. And then Martinez and Aoki, super flyweight one. The rematch of Fisher and Allen is coming up.
Great fight.
Josh Taylor's going to be back in the ring. We got Leo with the featherweight versus Kameda. I think another bantamweight one is going to come up, and or a couple championships on that. Kayla Plant versus Resendez and Charlo back.
There's loads back there. Deontay Wilder's coming back.
Yeah, so a lot coming up. So keep an eye out for those. Let us know what you think, which ones you'd like to see, what you think of what we've said about those fights, and like, subscribe, usual things, and we shall see you in the next videos.